agents or less. Anything beyond that, you have to go to enterprise. Okay? With the version 7, you have a failover mechanism. Primary is standby, but of course there's a license feature. You have to have the necessary license. The communication between UCCX and call manager happens over a protocol called JTAPI. Now, UCCX by default, when you come out of the box, when you install it, it does not have an account that allows you to administer the system. It does have an account that lets you run the setup, but you have to define a new admin account. And where is that admin account is defined? In call manager. The very first step would be to get a call center up, is to log into call manager and create a user account. Then you can call it UCCX admin, IPCC admin, just admin, any name you want, doesn't matter. So that will be our first step. We'll log into call manager, create the account. Now, like I said, the communication between these two servers happens over what protocol?
JTAPI.
Or the JTAPI. So you need to tell the contact center who's the provider, who's the call control device, who's the JTAPI provider. So in this case, the JTAPI provider is the call manager as well. Agree? So because this server will communicate with call manager on a regular basis, either to update the agent or update the call or whatnot, there has to have some sort of authentication mechanism. Because you don't want any third-party server to log in and start messing with call manager configuration, right? So you need to have an authentication. What that authentication does, it controls this communication. So for that, we need a user account in call manager called, you can call it a JTAPI you want. That user account will be responsible for managing this communication channel. Okay? Now, you don't have to manually create them anymore. You can, when you run the setup, the system will create it for you. But what that account does, the JTAPI user, is to control these channels. So what are these channels? Yesterday we did Unity connection, right? In Unity connection, we had some number of simultaneous port. That is your, for example, a voicemail port, right? And each one of those voicemail port has to have what? Unique directory number. Same thing is called a contact center. You need to define how many simultaneous channels that you want. Okay, and these channels, which we call in contact center, we call them call control group. What this channel does, these channels are simply used for signaling purpose. These channels are not used to carry voice, they are used to carry signaling. Okay, they're not used to carry the